After having eaten a worm, a supple, satisfactory worm, the robin is satiated immensely for not only having captured such an elusive prey, but filling its tummy as well. However, at the same time, it makes itself only the more fatter and ripe for the unsympathetic claws of a hawk. It is not to say, friends, that we shall all die at the hands of some larger predator, though Darwin does have his ways. It is only to say that with each stride of success comes a larger challenge and opportunity for greatness. To take this out of context for myself, imagine the lion, the fierce grumbler of the African Serengeti. People just do not mess with lions. And in fact, nothing is more one-sided than the hunt of a lion. Imagine the scene. His eyes are sharper than wit. He lies low. The grass is tall, and he has the upper hand. Silent and swift, he stalks, ripe for the kill. His claws clench and unclench, piercing the warm earth below him in anticipation. The soft breeze teasing his mane. The only sound is the whistling of the grass. For a mere moment, the heavens are at peace. Until the hunt is on! The gazelle runs, but it matters for nothing. For leaping, the lion clenches the throat of the helpless creature, and slicing, merciless, tears the life from the hapless gazelle. At this point, I should note, for any of you doubting my personal masculinity, let it be left at the fact that I wrestle morning lions before my morning cup of coffee. It loosens these old limbs. Now back to the feast. The mighty King of Kings throws his head back to the sky and lets out a chest-throttling roar, as if to challenge the very heavens themselves. The lion savors the sweet success of his victory and basks in the African sun. But come the next sunrise, ladies and gentlemen, even the great lion will go hungry. You see, even the father of the mighty Simba is never at rest and cannot acquire a constant victory. Ah, yes, life is a challenge, unless you're also David Attenborough. But for most, it is fair to say life is a dynamic struggle. Indeed, it would be presumptuous here today to assume our success is final when we, at this very moment, set at only the foot of yonder pinnacle of nature standing tall behind you. I am, of course, referring to the mountain. It is absolutely huge, and might I add, almost unobscured by cloud cover at this point. No reason. Ah, yes, so far we have come, yet so far to go. It is only that, I dare say, who in the blazes of the Queen are you? Gleb, gleb, gleb. Bonjour, people of the world. It is with the utmost pleasure and grace that I introduce myself. I am known as Pierre-François de Moriarderie, and as my accent precedes me, you know that I am French. Great Scott, man! I thought that people like you only existed in legend and quantum theory. The French? No. Fish out of water? No, but as you mention that is somewhat curious, but I'm referring to hand puppets. Oh, how in need of a mirror you are, Mr. Attenborough. Well, Pierre, your existence is bold, but I accept you. Thank you. Well, in the other news, not only am I French, but I have extraordinarily fine taste. But of course, those two things mean the same thing. There is one thing beyond your minute comprehension, Monsieur Attenborough, that I have gathered from your crude presentation. The importance lies not so much in the anticipation of challenges to come. It is more so in where your path has already taken you, which has formed you into who you are at this exact moment. For you see, you dirty man of the earth, who I find strangely attractive, I am not only a man with fine taste, but a fine understanding. I know not only the secrets of beautiful, beautiful women and how to breathe above water. I know what it also means to have a grasp on who you are. Everything, including the despicable unpleasantness you call the outdoors, pardon my French, is comprised of many separate factors that have led to its present condition. Take the wine, for example. Supple, pure, and moist, the way I like it as a fish. It is not the grapes alone that makes the wine so beautiful. It is the earth, the sky, the moisture in the air, the tenderness of the very worms in the soil, and the supple care of the farmer that render the product immeasurably beautiful. Separate, the different factors are nothing, not fit to sip, especially the worms. Ironically, I am a fish. But combine in the right order, and they form the most perfect nectar that passes so smoothly through these French lips. You see, life, it is a product of what has gone before, and it takes both the good and the bad. Cheese, the perfect dog being for the perfect day and the perfect cracker for the perfect person, is but comprised of stagnant bacterial fecal matter. It is almost not worth it. Almost. So you see, even the most vile things in this world can produce the most beautiful. Unfortunately, monsieur, any sort of thing has failed on you, but if you would take a gander at those young people over there, you will see what this can do. Allow me to flip the page with my mouth. or with my hand that doesn't exist. It is inescapable. We are a collection of everything we have ever experienced in our lives. Pardon me for a second, guys. If you don't mind my intrusion, what do you want? It's not really. It's nothing. It's something. It's just that I was kind of on this conquest of truth and justice for all things good, and I kind of said some things. I kind of called myself a hero, and not that it's a big deal. I mean, it's kind of a big deal. It's just that you guys have talked a lot, and I really haven't said anything, and the fact that I'm controlling you makes this incredibly ironic. And I'd really appreciate it if you just... David, I believe that this man behind us is a complete buffoon. Hey, I can hear what you're saying. I'm right here. Agreed. Perhaps it would be best if I told him off. Well, I don't know how to put this, but I do believe at this point it would be best if you just stayed out of the conversation, you silly nanny. Glad that's over with. By the way, Pierre, after your earlier comment, those young sprouts over there have caught my eye, and I dare say they do look quite stunning. Isn't that comment oddly self-serving? I dare say their parents must be very proud. I'll bet it has been a long and inglorious journey to get here shining on this stage. They are an inspiration to us all. David, are you the man, of challenges to come, referring to their past? Well, they do look accomplished, indeed, and attractive. Pierre, I was just pondering, could perhaps it not mean that they are only moving on to new things from this place, but rather taking the experiences from here and carrying them to new places? I believe, Pierre, that past and future are inextricably linked. You are right, I dare say. Pierre, you can't say that, for not only are you a fish, you are French. Oh, Pierre. Oh, yes, the point is that the challenge this group will overcome will forever be linked to this place. It is not that they are finished here, it is that this has finally become a part of them that will forever remain. And they are the better for it. Perhaps they might even miss this place someday, whether or not they are willing to admit it. Oh, Pierre, I do have high hopes for this group. They are dashing. So are we, David. So are we. Perhaps, Pierre, you and I could be friends, and perhaps I could sip some fine wine for your sake. And perhaps I could smell a flower for you, David, as well. Ah, yes, Pierre. And together, we shall watch this talented and heart-filled group grow and mature, seek out new opportunity, and I dare say, make this world a better place. Thank you, Pierre, and thank you, David. Oh, goodness, and thank you as well.